They tell confessions to priests. I tell mine to the dark because the dark remembers better. If you must pin a name to what I am, call me Aldrich Vale. Name, Aldrich Vale. Origin, born under a slate sky in a fishing hamlet, where nets smelled of salt and old promises. My mother sold bread. My father mended boats. I learned early that hands can save and hands can take. I did not become what I am in a single violent hour. I became by degrees a fever that would not leave. A healer's bargain whispered over a dying hearth. A hunger that arrived like tidewater. The first life I took was not noble or heroic. It was a man who laughed too loud at my misfortune and reached for my coin. I took his breath and his coin and felt, for the first time, the terrible clarity of being unbound by sleep. After that, the ledger grew. Lovers who betrayed me, priests who blessed their own lies, soldiers who burned villages for sport, each name a tally, each tally a justification. I told myself I was balancing accounts. I told myself I was protecting those I loved. The truth is simpler and uglier. I learned to enjoy the power of deciding who lived and who did not. There is one night I cannot scrub clean. A child, no more than 7, with a face like a pressed flower and a laugh that smelled of summer. I took the child because the child's father had sold my sister into a debt I could not forgive. I told myself it was retribution. I told myself the child's death would be a lesson. The child's laugh was the last sound I have not been able to silence in my head. It is the ledger entry that refuses to balance. I have kept the child's name in a small book. I hide beneath a stone in a ruined chapel. I visit the stone sometimes and read the name aloud, not to bring the child back but to punish myself with the memory of what I did. Memory is a cruel god. It does not let you forget even when you are made to last forever. Centuries teach you many things: how to wear new faces, how to move through cities like a rumor, how to bury the weight of a single sin beneath 1,000 small mercies. I have saved lives, sometimes to atone, sometimes to keep a useful debt. I have loved and loved again in ways that would make a mortal heart splinter. I have watched empires crumble and watched children become the old men who once condemned me. Tonight I confess because the ledger has begun to feel like a map of my own undoing. The names I keep are no longer talismans. They are anchors. I do not expect absolution. I do not even expect understanding. I only expect that the telling will make the weight shift, if only a little, from my chest to the air between us. If you must remember one thing about me, remember this: monsters are not born whole. We are stitched from choices, from hunger,